Oh,
what's in the box?
A friend of mine recently discovered my YouTube and reached out to me with a pretty unusual offer. He told me he had a piece of recording gear that was sitting around and collecting dust, and he wanted to send it to me. There's only one condition. I had to make a video about it and record a song with it. So a few days later, this box showed up at my door, and this was in it. The Tascam Porta 03 Ministudio. Now, if you watched this channel before, you know that I've spent a lot of time with Portastudios. And when I saw this thing at first, I thought, oh cool, another 4-track. But then I started looking at the feature set, and that's when things got weird, because this might be the most stripped down Portastudio ever made. It has no EQ, no effects loop, no pitch control, no tape speed adjustment, and no channel tone controls whatsoever. Just volume and pan. That's it. Which immediately raises a question. Is this the worst Portastudio ever made? Today we're gonna find out, because I will be recording a song completely from scratch on it. And by the end of this video, we'll know whether Tascam created a hidden gem or a cassette recorder that's better left in 1995. It sold for around $250 upon its release, which works out to roughly $525 today. So this wasn't exactly a toy, but it wasn't competing with the higher end Portastudios like the 424 either. Instead, it seems Tascam was trying to make recording as simple as possible. And I mean really simple. You get 2 inputs, 4 tape tracks, a volume knob, hand knob, and that's basically the story. For a singer-songwriter recording acoustic demos in a bedroom, this probably made sense. For someone trying to make a full production, I'm honestly not sure. Because one thing immediately jumped out at me. Without EQ, every single sound has to be just right before it hits tape. There are almost no opportunities to fix mistakes later. So naturally, I decided to record another Mac DeMarco song with it. We're gonna be recording Shining from Mac's latest record. I had the privilege of seeing him in Austin, Texas a couple weeks ago, so felt this was a great song to do. Now, the arrangement is fairly simple. Acoustic guitar, vocals, drums, and bass. And simplicity is exactly what this machine was designed for, at least in theory. The first thing I need to do is record guitar and vocals. And because we don't have EQ available, I need to be extremely careful with the sounds going in. I'll be using my WA67 on vocals and an SM57 on the acoustic guitar. I'm aggressively rolling off low frequencies before the signal hits tape. Normally I'd make tonal adjustments during mixing, but with this machine, mixing is basically just balancing volume faders.
If the sun's still shining down on her,
honestly, the first playback surprised me. It didn't sound amazing, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I expected. The guitar sat pretty well, the vocals felt usable. Most importantly, nothing was falling completely apart. At least not yet, because drums are up next. And this is where I expected things to get ugly, because normally I'd use multiple microphones and shape things with EQ. Today, I'm using a single overhead microphone. That's it, 1 mic, 1 track. When I played it back, I was actually shocked. The drums weren't huge, they weren't polished, but they felt musical. And for a machine with almost no features, that's kind of impressive. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is bass. I went directly into the ISA with some light compression. At this point, all 4 tracks are full. There's no going back. What you're hearing is essentially the final production. And this is where I realized something really interesting. The Porta 03's biggest weakness is also kind of its strength. Because when you remove all of the options, you stop obsessing over the options. There's no scrolling through plugins, no tweaking EQ for 30 minutes, no endless revisions. You either capture a good performance or you don't. And weirdly enough, this simplicity starts to become freeing. So, time for the verdict. Is this the worst Portastudio ever? Honestly, No. It's definitely the most limited Portastudio I've ever used, and if you're trying to make really complex productions, there are certainly better options. But after spending a day recording with it, I think I finally understand why Tascam made this thing. The goal wasn't flexibility. Rather, the goal was getting ideas on tape as quickly as possible. And for that, it works surprisingly well. Would I choose it over a 244 or 424 Mark III? Absolutely not. But is it useless? Definitely not. In fact, I think there's something kind of refreshing about a recorder that gives you almost no choices at all. And maybe that's why somebody held onto this thing for 30 years before sending it to me. And honestly, I'm pretty glad they did. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, here's my cover of Mac DeMarco Shining.
One, two. My love must be broken. What's been going on? Can't stop my heart wandering, at least not for too long. And I wanted to want only you, my girl. What more could I want? But my heart seems to have an MO of its own. Then I'll go, if not just to find out if the sun's still shining down on her. If the sun's still shining down on her. Don't cry, what a wonder. Look how far we've come. Take your heart, roll it over, go out, have some fun. All I wanted to be is gone away now, gone away now from me. You'll be much better off without someone whose heart's aching to see. If the sun's still shining down on her. If the sun's still shining down